Barcelona's horror decline 100 days since Lionel Messi's shock exit from mammoth dead and empty stadium to Luuk de Jong. Barcelona are in the midst of an enormous decline and have had a nightmare 100 days since Lionel Messi left for Paris Saint-Germain. The Catalans have crippling debts in excess of £1 billion, sacked their manager, lost El Clasico, and have won just 6 of their last 16 matches. Messi was forced to leave his beloved Barca after 21 years as a result of La Liga's refusal to budge on their salary rules. Their stance meant the Nou Camp giants could not afford the 34-year-old's wages and he signed for the French giants just days later. It has been one catastrophe after another for the Catalan giants since. And here Sunsport explores the catalogue of disasters that have taken place in the last 100 days. In one of the most shambolic transfers of all time, Barca let Antoine Griezmann go back to Atletico on a season-long loan and included a £34.4 million option to buy. That came just 2 years after they paid Atleti £107 million to bring the Frenchman the other way and handed him a deal in excess of £500,000 a week. As if a £73 million loss on the deal wasn't bad enough, Barca then replaced the 30-year-old with Newcastle flop Luuk de Jong. After La Liga calculated restrictions on spending, Barca's salary cap was slashed by £245 million, leaving them with just £85 million. Failure to keep Messi was questioned despite the club making a £400 million loss last season to rack up £1 billion of debt. The salary cap was calculated with each club's profit and losses, leading to the Blaugranas dropping from £591 million in 2019-20 to £330 million last season, and then by a further £245 million for 2021-22. In August, Barca's economic crisis was laid bare by Joan Laporta as it reached £1.15 billion of debt. The Blaugrana chief detailed how he was immediately forced to take out a £68 million Goldman Sachs loan simply to pay the players' salaries. After a debt restructuring of £475 million, the total amount owed by the club has topped £1.15 billion. After a miserable start to the season, Dutchman Ronald Koeman was sacked and left Barca in ninth. And to add to their financial woes, it was claimed he would receive £10 million in compensation. Club legend Xavi has since returned to the Nou Camp as manager and arrived with his side 11 points off shock league leaders Real Sociedad. Sergio Aguero joined on a free from Manchester City this summer, but in only his 5th game disaster struck for the 33-year-old. The striker suffered breathing problems against Alaves and was forced off, taken to hospital for heart tests. Aguero is now said to be considering his playing future. After 12 games, Barca have only 17 points following 4 wins, 5 draws and lost 3. They have also won 2 in the Champions League and lost the other 2, including a 3-0 thumping to Bayern Munich. Before being sacked, Koeman had the lowest points per game total at Barca since 2003. Koeman's fortunes could have turned around in October with a win in the mother of all derbies. But instead, he was inflicted further misery as goals from David Alaba and Lucas Vázquez put the game beyond doubt. A smaller nugget of positivity came 7 minutes into stoppage time as Aguero scored his first goal in Barca colours. In March 2004, Real Madrid were 12 points clear at the top of the table but lost 7 of their last 8 games, finishing 4th as Valencia won. But with Barca now 11 points adrift the table toppers, it is unlikely lightning will strike twice. Instead, their focus is sure to be guaranteeing Champions League qualification. Barca have won their last 2 Champions League games, 2 separate wins over Dynamo Kiev. But they opened their campaign with a pair of 3-0 thrashings to the hands of Bayern and Benfica. The hammering by Bayern even came in front of the Nou Camp faithful. Following Messi's dramatic departure, fans made their feeling known and hung banners in protest outside the stadium. Barca's draw against Alaves drew a crowd of just 37,278, their lowest attendance for more than 20 years. In August, the struggling Catalans failed to sell out even half of their stadium for the La Liga clash with Valencia. The Nou Camp is in such a bad condition that Vice President Elena Fort says they are not even allowed to turn on the ovens inside.